In this section, I'll review the last of the tools and techniques for the schedule development activity. The first one is slack or float. You should be familiar with slack, which is the amount of time a task can be delayed without delaying the project. It allows for better allocation of resources, since the project manager knows how much flexibility is in the schedule. Critical path tasks have zero float. And float is found using one of the following equations: late start minus early start, or late finish minus early finish. Let's walk through how to determine early and late finish and starts. Late start is the latest a task can start, and an early start is the earliest a task can start. The same concept holds true for late and early finish. The early figures are calculated from the length of time from the beginning of the project to the task, following the dependencies in the network diagram. This is called the forward pass through the network diagram. The late figures are calculated from the length of time from the end of the project. This is called the backward pass. The best way to understand slack is by doing the exercises. However, I'll give you a very high-level overview now to help you understand how the forward and backward pass are performed. First of all, looking at this diagram, do you know how to calculate the critical path? You take the longest duration, which is the top pass, and add the durations together. The duration of the critical path here is 16, 5 plus 7 plus 4. We know there's no slack in the critical path, so let's look at the other path. On the forward pass, Task 2 will start at the beginning of Week 1 and complete at the end of Week 8. Task 4, which has a dependency on Task 2, will start at the beginning of Week 9 and complete at the end of Week 12. The point I'd like you to take away from this simple calculation is how the dependency that Activity 4 has on Activity 2 defines its start and end on the forward pass. For the backward pass, Task 4 must end at the week of 16 and start no later than the beginning of Week 13. Task 2 then needs to be completed at the end of Week 12, so the latest that Task 2 can begin is Week 5. Remember the slack formula. It's either late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start. Either of them equals 4. Thus, this path in the schedule network diagram has a slack of 4 weeks. The last technique I'd like to mention is the schedule model. It's used to create the project schedule, and it's a template used in conjunction with the project management software to create the schedule. This concludes our review of the tools and techniques for the schedule development process. In the next section, we'll review the outputs.